Good morning, you guys. This is Letty Patino once again. This is day 9 of my 22-a-day challenge. If you've been following along, my challenge is a little bit different from everybody else's. I am not doing the 22 push-ups or the 22 squats or whatever variation of that people do these days. My challenge is doing 22 interviews with 22 different vets. And today I have Carter Davis with me. And Carter, would you mind introducing yourself as far as where you're from and what branch you served with and how long you served?
Sure. My name's Carter Davis. I was a Navy corpsman from 2007 to 2013. I served with 1st Marine Division and at Naval Health Clinic, Hawaii. And I deployed twice, the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit with 1st Marine Division with 1-1. And we did some counter-piracy and trained other governments and traveled the world helping a lot of people and doing some good things. And then I came home and got hurt and got out of the military and medically retired.
Okay. Now, what was your, if you don't mind sharing, what was your experience trying to readjust to civilian living once you got back home?
So I think my experience is a little bit different than most veterans. Most veterans aren't lucky enough like I was to get out medically retired. When they medically retire you, you get out with a paycheck, you get out with benefits, and it's a lot easier than getting out with a handshake and a pat on the back and some GI Bill benefits, and that's about it. So when I got out of the military, I had just gotten out of a wheelchair, and I had shattered my leg and developed a nerve disease from an injury during a recreational soccer game during my time in the service. I was planning on doing 20 years. So my transition was a little interesting because I had planned on doing 20 years in the military and got out and had lost that opportunity by being essentially, separated against my will. Now, when I got out of the military, I dealt with the adjustment factor pretty horribly. I was addicted to pain medication at the time from my nerve injury. I have a spinal cord stimulator, and I was not doing so well in my current relationship at the time, and squandered a lot of money, spent it on things I didn't need and things like that. And ended up going through a divorce. And when that happened, I almost committed suicide. And when I went to the VA that night to get help, I didn't get any help. I sat in the ER for 6 hours and waited for the physician that I could see through the window to come and see me. He was texting on his phone and calling people and joking around at his desk for hours and hours while I sat there just watching him do that. And so I told myself, I'll wait another hour, and then I eventually just kind of got fed up, and I decided to leave the VA, and left against medical advice. And so I was going to go home, and I was going to commit suicide. And I ended up calling 2 of my military buddies who were in San Diego, and I was in Los Angeles at the time. And I just pretty much told them goodbye. And they said, wait, we'll be there soon. Wait the 2 hours. Hold off for us, go do whatever you got to do, but just wait 2 hours before you make a decision you're going to regret. And so I waited the 2 hours, and they knocked on my door, and there they were standing in gym clothes. And they said, come on, we're going to the gym. And I hadn't been to the gym in a long time. I had let myself go. I was eating pizza rolls, sitting in my wheelchair playing video games and just not paying attention to the things that were important in life. And that's also why I feel like my relationship fell apart. So I went to the gym with them, and they beat the crap out of me. And I realized that all the anxiety, all the depression, all the anxiousness and the fear and the hyperactivity that I was feeling before I got to the gym and before I was exhausted, it went away, because when I exhausted my body, my mind was exhausted. And my mind couldn't cause all of those things to happen And so I felt that, this wasn't a instant cure for the depression and the anxiety and the transitional issues I was having. This wasn't, I went to the gym and now suddenly I don't have it anymore. It was something that I realized I had to go the next day. And then I had to go the next day. Then I had to go again. And I eventually just started building it into my life as a habit to go take care of myself once a day. And that became kind of like my calling, my mission. And I started to realize that my depression symptoms were actually going away. They weren't just like subsiding because I was going and working out. They were actually going away. And my anxieties and things like that started going away significantly. I started having more self-confidence. My sense of goal achieving since getting out of the military, and I was a foster kid. So, I didn't really have a whole lot of people to support me when I came home either. So this became kind of like my new learning tool on how to achieve goals in my life. Go in the gym, pick up the extra 5 pounds. Now leave the gym, go out in my real life, pick up the extra 5 pounds. And so I started doing that over and over and over and over again. And I realized, holy crap, we've got something here. There's no other organization in the country that can provide enough gym memberships to help enough veterans to actually make the suicide epidemic go away. And keep in mind, I lost 6 people from my old unit to suicide within a year of me getting out of the military. And I was a corpsman. I was the medic. I was the one that the guys came to when they were having problems, and no one was coming to me. No one was telling me they were having issues. They were just dropping. So it was one of those things where I felt responsible. It was time to take action. I couldn't just sit back anymore and just keep watching this happen. So I decided that I was going to encourage veterans around the country to get together in the gyms that they already work out in. So every city in the country, there's a gym. Every city in the country, there's veterans. So we already have a roof in every city in the country for this program. And all we have to do now is find a way to implement it under that roof.
Yeah.
So in my transition, I decided that I was going to encourage the veterans to work out together, find one another in these gyms, lift for the 22 that we're losing every day to suicide. Hashtag it on social media, and I'll send you a free t-shirt that I'm working overnight security at a bar hotel doing nothing with my life but trying to start this movement. And I ended up getting contacted by a gym owner. And just so happened, keep in mind this Facebook page I started had 2,000 likes overnight. And it was a national Facebook page. There was no reason that anyone locally should be able to reach out to me knowing that I'm local. Okay? And this guy reaches out to my Facebook page and he says, I'm a gym owner and I would like to talk to you about doing something bigger with what you're doing. And I said, okay. I said, where are you located? He said, Beaverton, Oregon. I literally was living in Beaverton, Oregon. I said, where's your gym? He said, on the corner of Allen and Murray Boulevard. That's 2 blocks away from where I was sitting at the time. So I drove down there and I sat down in front of him and he said, pretty much, you're not doing enough. So what I would like to do is give you 22 free gym memberships to give away in my gym to fight this epidemic because I believe in it. He's a former SWAT commander. He's the first gym owner to come on with this program. So I found 3 veterans to give these memberships to right off the bat. And I decided to line them up under the pull-up bar, drape an American flag, and they had these lanyards with a little key card on it. And I was going to place the lanyards around their necks, and it was going to be like their new dog tags. It's like their new ticket to like what I experienced, and coming back into fitness and changing whether you have a drinking problem or you're addicted to pain meds or you're depressed or you're anxious or you're fighting with your wife, or whatever it may be, we have a place for you to go to have an outlet to change that, to replace it with something, right? So it just so happened that this gym was called Workout Anytime, Beaverton. And it's a franchise, which means people can purchase these gyms and operate them themselves under the guide of the corporation, just like Anytime Fitness. And the gym owner, Rick Haskell, his vice president of franchising, came walking in the front door behind me on an unannounced spot check of the facility that had just opened. And I'm standing there putting these lanyards around this guy's neck taking pictures. And he goes, what is going on here? And I go, well, this is what we're doing. We're helping veterans by giving them gym memberships in your fitness facility. And Rick has donated these by comping them to help veterans in the local community. He said, what? I said, yeah, and these veterans have actually already brought in, 1 to 3 new paid memberships behind them in the form of their girlfriends, their buddies, their sisters, their nephews, their cousins. And the guy goes, hang on just a minute. And he turns around, he walks back towards the front door, and he gets on his phone, and he says, comes back over to me after being on the phone talking anxiously for like 2 or 3 minutes on the phone across the room, and comes back over and he hands me the phone. He says, this is Steve Strickland, the CEO of Workout Anytime, and he would like to speak to you. And I said, okay. And he says, how you doing, Booster Davis? I'd like to give you 22 free memberships in all of my clubs across the country for you to give away to veterans. I said, wow, that's amazing, sir. I'm not going to lie, I've never heard of your guys' corporation until I, heard from Rick. He says, well, you guys are the first location on the West Coast, but we have 88 locations all over Atlanta, Tennessee, Florida, Kansas, all over the place out here on the East. And I said, absolutely, let's do it. So now I had nothing but a social media hashtag movement. I had nothing but a Facebook page. I wasn't a nonprofit. I had no nonprofit status. I had no application. I had no website. I had nothing to actually entice veterans to apply for these memberships and then go through a vetting process and then contact the gym owners and give them a membership. It made no sense at the time. There was no rhyme or reason to anything that we were doing. And that's when one of my best friends, Wade Luthi, the first Marine I ever met, contacted me and said, you know that I'm a coding kind of wizard, right? I know how to build pretty much anything digital, and I can build all this for you, right? And I said, done. You're on board. Let's go. Co-founder. Done. Let's do this.
You have the job.
You have a job. So he built everything that you see. You see a logo, you see a t-shirt, you see a website, you see an application, you see a button to click on Facebook, or some sort of graphic artwork we've done. That's all him. That's all him, behind the scenes. No credit whatsoever ever gets put on him. Everyone looks at me because I'm the one with the story in the face and the starting of it and everything like that, but he did everything else, And then Dennis came along, and he helped me co-found it, and without him, I wouldn't have a nonprofit status. All of the business from the beginning was all him. I was nothing but the story. That's it. And he was the business behind it. And now we're all just kind of meshing together with everything because we're all learning from each other and everything like that. Well, I'm kind of pleased to announce we're a year into operations now, and we have 144 fitness facilities in the country partnered with us. Wow. We can give away 3,000 gym memberships a year without bringing in a single dollar in our partnered facilities. And we're building new fundraising strategies in each fitness facility across the country to fight this epidemic, and give veterans, when they get out of the military, instead of stressing about how am I going to maintain my physique and my wellness and everything like that because I can't afford a gym membership because I'm broke and I'm trying to flip burgers at Sonic to support putting food in my kid's mouth and all this other stuff that stresses a veteran out when they first get out. And we're going to give you a place to go. We're going to give you a gym membership. We're going to raise a boatload of money, and we're going to spend it all on veterans. And we're going to make sure that we're transparent about it, that we do live feed town halls on Facebook where people can ask us, deep, dark questions about how the organization operates and everything. And we'll be straight with people, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be great. We're going to partner with some amazing people. We're going to do some good things. So we've provided over 550 gym memberships to veterans now in our first year. We've serviced a little over 100 personal training sessions as well. So not only are we giving them the outlet, but we're retraining them on how to think about their bodies again too. So that's, in my opinion, the best way to transition is to take a dream and just do it. And when you're eating ramen on the couch, scared, not knowing how you're going to get by the next day, just wake up and realize you're still alive, you're going to be fine, and you're going to achieve your goals. And the right person's going to come along that's going to throw a boatload of money at you, or memberships, and they're going to just skyrocket you into success. and that's what it's going to be. It's all luck. There's no like equation to figure out life, you know? And I think that so many people try to focus on the, oh, I've got this step and now I need to do this step to get to this step to get, screw that, like jump steps, like fail, like let yourself just like completely lose, you know, have a divorce if you need one, you know, shit, you know, if you got to go through something really difficult, just do it. Because it makes you grow. And that's, I think, the biggest thing that veterans need to understand when they get out of the military is that if you're not growing, you're actually shrinking. If you're not attempting to learn how to do this civilian world planning and, you know, watch your mouth around certain people and, you know, don't try to offend people all the time with your opinions and political beliefs or, you know, talking about shooting, you know, kids or, you know, Taliban or whatever. Like, people don't identify with that. And that's something that a lot of veterans don't understand is they get out and they just expect like, oh, people will get it. Like, it'll be cool to talk about it. Or like, no, it's not. It's not cool. Don't be the guy at the high school party that's sitting on the couch being the only one that's talking about those experiences. Yeah. Because you're ostracizing yourself. And then you're going to feel alone because no one's going to invite you over again. So those are the things that I think are important for transition, being open-minded and learning and failing. Super important fail. It's probably the most important thing to do is fail. If you don't, you have nothing to learn from. So you have nowhere to grow. So that's where I think transition needs to come from.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that you took the time out of your day to do this interview with me. Wonderful, wonderful organization. I'm really excited. Do you guys ever do like fundraisers or events in California by any chance?
So I'm just now about to partner with our first LA gym. We've got one in San Diego County in Temecula, just outside the back gate of Camp Pendleton. It's a workout anytime. Okay. The next gym we're going to partner with in California is called Axioms Fitness, and they're in Anaheim. The problem with California is that there's so many CrossFit gyms which don't work super well with our program just because they're class-based facilities. They're not just walk in and work out facilities. Mm-hmm. Is that there's so many big corporations in California, and those big corporations take months, if not years, to crack into to get to the upper levels, to get their attention and say, hey, we have something to offer you. You have something to offer us. Let's make a win-win opportunity. Mm-hmm. And that's where we need help. You know, if this gets out, this interview gets out, the word gets out that, you know, there's people who have upper level management connections at 24-Hour Fitness and LA Fitness and Gold's Gym and things like that. Please, you know, reach out to me and help me, you know, form those partnerships. If not, I'm going to have to go gym by gym, which takes a lot of time. So that's what's going on in California. The biggest thing we're learning about fundraising is that we will spend the money wherever it's raised. So if someone in Texas starts an online Facebook fundraiser, so Facebook started this amazing thing called Facebook Fundraiser. We are a verified nonprofit with Facebook, which means we can take donations through Facebook that people start a fundraiser. Literally, it's endless. 1,000 people could start a fundraiser today for Lift for the 22 and invite 500 of their own organic friends on their friends list, who then each can invite 500 people on their friends list, who then each can invite. It's literally an astronomical fundraising opportunity. And the money goes straight into Facebook and straight out to the nonprofit. There is no like middle, like actual pass off or anything like that. It goes straight into Facebook's accounts, straight into Lift for the 22's accounts. And that way we can generate significant fundraising in any part of the country that we want to work with at the time. We're considering going forward with a model where we do a fundraiser in every single state each month. Okay. So we find one person from our following in every state, and we ask them, set up your Facebook fundraiser, invite 500 friends, and then for 30 days, encourage people to donate and invite more friends. And if we do that every single month in every single state, and the money from each state raises goes right back into local veterans, we're going to raise tons of money to be able to do this very, 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 very quickly. Yeah. So there is a get rich quick scheme available through Facebook, and it's pretty amazing how we're able to turn that right back into the benefit for the veteran.
Yeah.
Veterans and non-veterans alike all want to donate to a cause like this, because everyone knows that it sucks to get back into the gym after being overweight or whatever it may be, or just losing yourself. But everyone also knows the benefits of it.
Yeah.
I don't have to like sit here and like argue with you about the benefits of the gym. Everyone knows it increases your health and wellness, it increases your mental acuity, it increases your self-esteem and your confidence, and boom, there you go. Perfect solution to cure depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
How else are we gonna do it? You don't need to pop drugs. You need to go to the freaking gym.
Yep.
So,
exactly. It's the cheapest kind of therapy you can find, in my opinion.
it really is. You can pay $400 a month for your depression medication. You can pay $30 a month and go to the gym.
Exactly. That's funny. Well, I definitely look forward to being a future supporter of your organization, and I'm glad that I found you guys. I really am, because I think you guys are doing an amazing thing. So I will definitely keep in touch.
Sounds great. Well, it was a great opportunity to talk to you as well. So thank you very much. And you know, we really appreciate any opportunity we have to tell our story. So
appreciate it. You have a nice day. Thank you.
You too. Take care. Bye, Letty.
Bye.